Now we will talk about the Surangama Sutra from the Great Buddha Crown on the Tathagata's secret cause for cultivating and validating the ultimate enlightening reality and myriad practices of the Bodhisattvas. Chapter 5. Ananda said to the Buddha, "Most honored one, although the Tathagata has explained the second gate of the ultimate meaning, I observe that when people in the world untie a knot, if they do not know where the knot began, I believe they can never untie it. Most honored one, the learners and sravakas in this assembly, myself included, are just the same. Since beginningless time, we have arisen and ceased together with all ignorance. Although we have acquired the good roots of extensive learning and renunciated the home life, we are still like those suffering from malaria every other day." Ananda told Sakyamuni Buddha, "You have explained the two gates to the ultimate meaning. In tantric Buddhism, they are the development stages and the perfection stage." The Buddha spoke on the cause and effect. When there is a cause, there is such an effect. Two gates of ultimate meaning. I observe that when people in the world want to untie a knot, there must be a method how to untie it. The people in the world, once you tie a knot, do you know how to untie it? They do not know where the knot began. I believe they can never untie it, according to Ananda. So people in the world cannot untie the knot, because first you need to know why you have the knots. And then Ananda said, our learners and sravakas are just the same. They all don't know where the knots have begun. How come they have all the knots? Since beginningless time, we have arisen and ceased together with all ignorance, just like sentient beings. When you start to be in the Saha world from the beginning until now, you do not know. The ignorance are all delusion, but due to delusion, the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind, they come and go. They arise and cease and arise and cease in continual rebirth cycle. Although we have acquired the good roots of extensive learning, lots of Dharma teachings by Sakyamuni Buddha, we all have good roots who have listened to Sakyamuni Buddha teaching so much Dharma. We are considered renunciates. Ananda and the sravakas were monastics, so they are called renunciates or monastics. Although I understand today, I forget tomorrow. I suddenly understand today and I forget tomorrow. So just like getting sick, you're fine today and then you're sick tomorrow and then you're fine again and then you're sick again. We just keep going back and forth. So you're ill. This is a kind of illness. You're better today and then you get worse the next day, like a malaria. When you listen to the Dharma teaching and you feel like you're a little bit enlightened and realize something, and then the next day you're back to original. We only pray that in your great compassion you will have pity on us who are drowning. What is the knot that binds our body and mind? From what does liberation arise? May you also enable future suffering beings to escape samsara and never again fall into the realms of existence." Having spoken these words, Ananda, together with the entire assembly, prostrated with their 5 limbs to the ground. With tears streaming down their faces and the utmost sincerity in their hearts, they awaited the Tathagata's unsurpassed discourse. So today, after listening to the Dharma teaching, you feel you gain some insights, and then the next day you forget. So he wished Sakyamuni Buddha would be greatly compassionate toward us suffering in the rebirth cycle. What is the knot of our body and mind? How do we untie it? This is called, it's difficult to change bad habits. It's very difficult to change one's character. We often say it's easier to move a mountain than changing a person's character or habits or habitual tendencies. You know you just can't change, like your own temperament, character, personality, distinctive traits. You know, you listen to Dharma teaching and you want to change, but tomorrow you're the same, back to same old, same old. So how can we untie those knots? That's the question Ananda asked. Sakyamuni Buddha has given so many sutras, so much Dharma teachings, so many Dharma practices or methods. How many people can truly do it? No, you can't. You still want to get rich, but you have to persevere. You have to have that determination, because any Dharma practice is difficult. Like the non-leaking practice I mentioned. It's easy to talk about it, but it's very difficult to do it. And you have to succeed. And you have to reach non-leakage of the mind too. So non-leakage of the mind and of the body is the most difficult. It's the hardest. It's very difficult to change one's character, disposition, or habitual tendencies. I've been teaching from young till now, till old age. How many people can truly attain Buddhahood in this lifetime, in this body? Tantric Buddhism teaches purity of the body, speech, and mind. It's very difficult to reach purity of the body, purity of the mind, purity of the speech. If you don't like something, you have to say it, or curse even. That's speech karma. It's easily created. It's very easy to create speech karma. Drinking alcohol, smoking, they all considered speech or mouth karma. When you slander, gossip others, that's also speech karma. When you speak crudely, or cheats or lies, all speech karma. Gossips. And bodily karma, also many, also horrible. So all the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind, body. It's very easy to create bodily karma. And the mind karma, you can't control your mind. You can't control your thoughts. Let's talk about Emperor Wu from Liang Dynasty. He's a Buddhist, right? Very devoted. But the palace maids in front of him, when the breeze blew and lifted the skirt of the maid, the palace attendant, Emperor Wu, saw her fair legs. Immediately his mind was not good, even when he was a devoted Buddhist. Okay, I want her for the night. Immediately he became lusty. It's just the eyes who saw that, and he's dead. And then she gave birth to a prince. And of course, he was undermined by all the other princes because he was born by a palace maid. But his father was the emperor. And then later on, he controlled the military. When the emperor was imprisoned inside the palace, he was in charge of the military. He could have helped, but he did not want to help the emperor, his father, because he still held grudges against being born by a palace maid. And the other princes tried to help, but it was too late. But the prince that was born by the palace maid had the greatest power in the military, but he did not want to help because he held hatred in his heart. Emperor Wu of Liang, who was referred to as the son of the heavens with the Buddhist heart, he's the most devoted Buddhist who became a monk several times, but when he saw legs of a woman, just a palace maid, and he met his doom. After listening to so much Dharma teachings, he became a monk 4 times. Became a monk and returned to home life and became a monk again. He shaved his head when he left the palace and go to the temple next to the palace. He didn't want to become emperor anymore and became a monk. But then the ministers got him back to the palace, and then he became a regular emperor again. So he became a monk 4 times. But when he saw the legs of a woman, he's doomed. Even with 3,000 concubines in the harem, he still fell to the breeze that blew up the skirt of a palace maid. So when you show your skin too much going to the temple, you can make the monks downfalls. Several of our monks returned to home life because of women. After they became monk, not for long, and they returned to the embrace of a woman. But that's okay. At least you have renunciated and you generated merit, although you have returned to home life. Very strange, but you have merits already. What I meant by talking about this is, even after listening to Dharma teachings for so long, after becoming a monk for so many times, you still cannot control yourself seeing a woman. The temptation of a woman is still greater. What can I say? Let's go swimming together. And you can look more, so you see more, then maybe you would be free from troubles. If you never see and then you see once, then you would be doomed. Human life, if it's not wealth, it's sex, fame, sleep, and food. All these desires are hard to resist. These are all nuts. What started them? The 6 roots, the 6 senses. If you don't completely eliminate your 6 roots, then you will never be able to untie those knots. So you're being reborn, or you transmigrate due to the 6 roots, and you want to be liberated. You also have to rely on your 6 roots. You want to have attainments, you still have to rely on the 6 roots. You need to cultivate your 6 roots to purify them in order to untie the knots. That's what's mentioned in the Surangama Sutra.